So, hi. This is gonna be my first video or first attempt at a video. So hopefully, this is this turns out well. I've got my phone to record my voice and my laptop to record visually. So it's not the most professional setup, but yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so yeah, I've also got my script here of things I want to talk about. So yeah, I was one of the many people who got rejected from Cambridge for the 2024 intake. Yeah, I got the rejection email in January and it is now July. And I'm kind of like still processing it, I guess. As you can guess, any type of rejection is in any form is very upsetting, especially if you're like 18 or 19 years old. But yeah, here I am, and I'm gonna talk about it. Go back to why I decided to apply to Cambridge. Growing up, I never actually dreamt about going to an elite university like Oxford or Cambridge or Yale or Harvard because it just seems those places just seem so rigid, stuffy and uptight to me as a kid. And yeah, it just felt too formal. So when I began my IGCSE studies in year 10, I had actually aimed or planned to go to the University of Manchester for business because I knew that they had like a separate building only for business students. So I was like, yeah, really wanting to go there. And then fast forward to when I was in like year 13, I applied for English literature. Yeah, for English literature for all of my courses. And I applied to Cambridge. So yeah, I went to an international school, a pretty small one in my country, Myanmar, which is like an incredible privilege. I'm extremely privileged and fortunate to be able to go to the school that I did. I am aware of that, but yeah, it was quite a small school, and I just had a hard time fitting in, and I felt quite alienated from my classmates and didn't really have a lot of friends. So yeah, I struggled a lot, and that kind of impacted my sort of headspace that I was in at that time, and I couldn't really juggle, normal schoolwork and applying for universities at the same time. So I decided to take a gap year, and I graduated in June of 2023, and I aimed to apply for the September 2024 intake, and I did. So yeah, even though I kind of struggled mentally around this time, I still ended up with pretty good predicted grades. I got two A stars and one A, so A star, A star, A. And that kind of gave me the confidence to actually go for the highest kind of school there is, which, in my case would be Oxford or Cambridge. And I decided on Cambridge because vibes like I don't know, just the vibes and the atmosphere, no specific reason really. And yeah, it gave me something to look forward to and something to work hard for. And I had planned to apply after getting my final results, and well, it didn't turn out the way I hoped. Instead of getting two A stars and one A, I got a I got two A's and a B, so A, my heart just like sank when I saw my results at first. They're not bad. Like understand like now that like they're not bad results. I did pass and I did okay. I did well. But it's just not, like Cambridge level good enough. And I don't know, I've always kind of craved that academic validation growing up. I always wanted to get the highest marks, the highest scores. So, finishing my high school career with kind of like, I guess, mediocre or average grades to me was, you know, it was a hit to my ego and my confidence really fell. But yeah, I I thought that I couldn't apply to Cambridge anymore, but after speaking with a couple of my teachers, one of them recommended that I should just go for it. And I had my exams. I pretty much did the whole of high school in not so ideal circumstances. So I had my IGCSEs during COVID. So yeah, everything was online, shut down and online. And I did my A levels in a political situation in my country, which led to a change of teachers midway through my course. And we were doing online classes for far like longer than expected, whereas the rest of the world were like opening up and having physical lessons. And yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs that were out of my control in my environment. So I emailed a ton of different colleges of the came under Cambridge, um, asking them, explaining my situation and asking what there can be done. And most of them ignored me. Like they just like didn't reply to my email. And some of them, the ones that did reply back, most of them said no, we will not accept you because of your grades and stuff. But sorry that this happened. And but one college did reply back with a solution. And so that was Magdalen College. The admissions officer told me that there was an extenuating circumstances form that I could have filled out for me by a teacher. And so I did. I had one of my teachers, my English teacher, who knew me quite well, fill it out for me. And I worked hard on my personal statement. I worked on it I did procrastinate a lot. I'm not proud of it, but like, yeah, I wrote mine in 1 month and I had 4 drafts. So yeah, one draft per week. And yeah, I had 4 drafts and I submitted that. And to my surprise, I actually got an interview, which I didn't expect at all. I was so happy when I got that interview. Yeah, so yeah, that was when my application process really began. I had to take a test, which is pretty standard for both Oxford and Cambridge. So yeah, I took a test, and after I had taken it, I had 2 interviews to do, and it went horribly, as you can guess. I was so nervous on that day that my mind just went blank. Like every time I had an intelligent thought or something smart or interesting to say, I just forgotten it the next lesson. I mean, the next second. Like, because I was so nervous. That's why. And yeah, my hands were trembling and my mouth was like a faucet. Like, I just kept stuttering and stuttering and stuttering. So I had 2 interviews. One where I had to analyze the text and talk about it with 2 professors, and then another general interview that was held by a PhD student and then a professor from that taught like another subject that was still closely related to English literature. And we discussed like, I guess, literature in general and also my personal statement. So a lot of things went wrong. So firstly, there was a lot of noise outside in my neighborhood for some reason. Like, I don't know, like some random person just started to blast music from a really big speaker throughout the whole neighborhood. I don't know why that sometimes happens here, but it did, and it happened on the day I had my interview of all days, which, you know, was a nightmare. And then, so yeah, that was quite distracting, and it happened during the time that I was supposed to be reading the text that I had to analyze for the interview. So yeah, that was not fun. Um, and then secondly, I didn't really have a lot of knowledge about Oxbridge admissions process. Like, none of the people in my school ever applied. I think, but wait, I think some did, but it's not very common for us, which, yeah. And a lot of my teachers also didn't really have experience with helping students throughout a Oxbridge admissions process, which, it's not their fault. I'm not like putting the blame on them, and I'm also not putting the blame on myself, right? This is like a first time kind of experience for everyone. So, it is what it is, and I'm not mad. But based on like the YouTube videos that I had searched from, like, about like Oxford and Cambridge interviews, like, I had the impression that there was only going to be one text to analyze for the interview instead of like three, right? Like, I just logged into it, onto like their platform thing, and I found out there was like three texts instead of just one, which made me panic even more. I was already nervous, and then I got extra nervous. And then it didn't help that there was some technical difficulties in like accessing those documents, like those texts. So yeah, I was very, very nervous. Yeah, and then when it finally came for the interview, I thought that I'll do okay, but no. I was so nervous and I just messed up. I didn't quite answer their questions right, and whenever like they gave me kind of feedback or some piece of knowledge, I was supposed to take that knowledge and then use it to come up with like an interesting idea, analysis, etc., which didn't happen. Yeah, I failed to do that. It is what it is. I messed up, and that's okay. I'm gonna mess up probably even more in the future in my life. So, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about the rejection. So yeah, I didn't have a good feeling about the interviews afterwards. I was quite nervous. So it was kind of inevitable that I would get rejected. I was kind of nervous about it. I wasn't too sure about myself. And yeah, I guess I should have expected the rejection, but it still hurt, right? Like when I saw the rejection email, like, I don't know, my whole body just went cold, and yeah, I was just really upset, because I've put a lot of effort throughout the whole process. Like, I put a lot of effort in my personal statement. I, prepared a lot for the interview with, like, meeting my teachers and stuff and talking with them. And then obviously I had to wait. It takes a couple months, the whole process. So yeah, I was just crushed. I cried pretty hard after getting the rejection email and lost a lot of confidence in myself, thinking like, oh, should I have done something differently, or what if I had worked harder? Like, what if I didn't work hard enough? But I kind of like to think about it in this way. In life in general, I'm gonna face a lot of rejections. You're gonna face a lot of rejections. Everybody's gonna face a lot of rejections of all kinds, like, visa rejections, getting rejected for an renting out an apartment, job offers, opportunities, friendships, romantic relationships, all kinds. So I'll just take this as my first major rejection in life and try to move on and learn from it. I did still gain a lot of I still gained a lot from this experience. I got the opportunity to talk to people who were like really high level experts in my field of interest, which is literature. And that was such a huge honor, and I'm just so grateful that I even got the opportunity to have this interview and go through this entire process. And yeah, even though I got rejected, it's not the end of the world, and I'm still grateful for it because I know that not everyone got an interview. So now looking towards the future, I've gotten offers from the University of Manchester, University of Sheffield, Leicester, and Hull. And I've also gotten into UNSW in Australia. And I've made the University of Sheffield my firm choice. But unfortunately, I've had to defer it to next year, 2025, because my family cannot afford it right now. And I've also had to let go my UNSW offer because even though I got a scholarship, the amount wasn't enough for me to afford. I only got like 15%, which is still good, but yeah, I couldn't afford it. And I'm just kind of like in a limbo right now where I honestly don't know what to do. I'm kind of lost a bit. So yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. Hopefully I'll figure it out soon, and hopefully things will work out for me. I do hope to kind of, go to university and study, work, and all that. But for right now, I'm still here in Yangon, and I've gotten an internship at at the IELTS academy that I attended. Yeah, I took my IELTS. I got a band 8, which is really good. And yeah, I got an internship at the yeah, I already said it. Sorry, I'm kind of repeating myself, but yeah, I got internship working in the marketing department. And then I've also been like tutoring ever since I graduated. I've been tutoring students at my old high school, which is a good experience. I've been earning money through that. And so yeah, that's all for right now. Yeah, cheers, bye.